Need a refresher before the Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 drops tomorrow? Don't worry, I got you. In this episode of Thinks I'll Take It From Here, we're recapping everything from Season 1 and 2. Whether you're Team Conrad, Team Jeremiah, or Team Belly needs therapy and these boys need therapy, this breakdown will get you ready for the drama that's about to unfold in Season 3. So let's unpack Season 1 first, because so much happened in Season 1. In Season 1, we learned that every summer, Belly and her family, her mom Laurel and her older brother Steven, head to Cousin's Beach. They stay with Laurel's best friend Susanna and her two sons, Conrad, the emotionally constipated one, and Jeremiah, the one that gives Golden Retriever energy. Now, Belly's had a crush on Conrad since she was 10, and this summer she had the glow up of all glow ups. She's walking in like the main character, and everyone, including both brothers, start noticing. But right away, Conrad's acting weird. He's moody, distant, and clearly holding something heavy, but won't talk to anyone about it. Then at this beach bonfire that they go to, Belly catches him kissing this girl named Nicole, and Belly's like, seriously? So when this sweet guy named Cam shows up and gives her actual attention, she kisses him, and now we got ourselves a little love triangle. Now, Cam's nice and respectful, but let's be real, Belly was not over Conrad. Meanwhile, Susanna talks Belly into doing the whole debutante thing. Belly's not super into it at first, but she agrees to make Susanna happy. And then it turns out her mentor for this season is Nicole. Yeah, the same girl from the bonfire. Then it's Belly's birthday and everyone gets her a gift except Conrad, because of course. And then her best friend Taylor shows up for her birthday as well. But immediately the vibe is off. Taylor's clearly feeling some type of way. Belly's glowing, she has new friends, and Taylor's used to being the one who gets the attention. Now she's in the background and she's not feeling that. Fast forward to Nicole's party after Belly's birthday dinner, and woo! Things really popped off at this party. Steven kisses Taylor, which would be messed up enough, but he's also in a kind of situationship with Shayla, who's this super stylish, confident, rich girl who makes him feel a little insecure. So now we got another love triangle. And turns out Taylor has had a crush on Steven since forever. Belly is the one who actually caught them kissing and is like, absolutely not. She calls them out and she and Taylor get into a huge fight. But at the end of the episode, they make up, and Belly even tells Steven she won't tell Shayla about the kiss. Cue to the next episode, which is the 4th of July party. And not only does Belly get drunk on margaritas and spill the tea to Shayla anyway, but this is also when we find out Susanna's husband, Adam, cheated on her. And Laurel finds out during the party, and Susanna finally admits it. He was having an affair with his secretary while she was going through cancer treatment. It's horrible, and it explains why he's not around. Back to the party, Steven and Shayla break up, then somehow get back together later. Laurel and Susanna get into it, and Laura ends up sleeping with Cleveland, that random author guy. You know, the one that Conrad was helping on his boat. And Belly, she confronts Conrad about the birthday gift he claimed he forgot to get her. Turns out he did buy her something, but never gave it to her. They almost kiss, but Jeremiah kind of ruins that moment. Around this time, Belly officially ends things with Cam. Poor guy, he really never had a chance. And she did this because she thought that little moment with Conrad, that little almost kiss, was gonna equal them being something. But he ends up rejecting her again. So what does Belly do? She kisses Jeremiah during a midnight swim, which, yeah, this is the second time she kisses another guy when feeling rejected by Conrad. Like, seriously, girl, it had to be his brother? A mess. But this is why we watch the show, right? Like, we live for this mess. Anyway, after that, we get the volleyball tournament, more Deb stuff, and a lot of messy glances and tension. But underneath it all, there's something big happening. Susanna's cancer is back. Conrad knows, Jeremiah doesn't, and it's that secret that's been eating Conrad alive all summer. Then we get the big debutante ball. Belly is supposed to do the final dance with Jeremiah, but he disappears because he just found out about Susanna's cancer by reading her text. So who steps in? Conrad, of course. They dance, it's soft, it's intense, and it's clear Belly is like, Jeremiah who? Honestly, her team allegiance changes with proximity, so I was not surprised by this. After the dance, everything explodes. Jeremiah is furious that Conrad kept the cancer secret. Belly and Steven find out too. It's a lot, but in the end, Susanna agrees to start treatment, and finally, on one of the last nights of the summer, Belly and Conrad kiss on the beach. They decide to be together. Belly tells Jeremiah and he loses it. And honestly, I don't blame him. From his side, Belly kissed him, flirted with him, and then made him think they had a chance, then immediately turned around and started dating his brother in the middle of their family falling apart. And Belly's just kind of like, what else was I supposed to do? And I get it, but also like, girl, maybe don't date either of the Fisher boys this summer. Maybe just be there for them as family while their mom is literally fighting cancer. But anyway, that's how season 1 ends. Messy and full of drama, but also like kind of magical. So let's get to season 2. Season 2 picks up not long after season 1, and the vibes are very off. Like, all the lightness of season 1, gone, because Susanna passed away. Everyone's grieving, everyone's awkward, and Belly is in the worst place with Conrad and Jeremiah. And she's kind of basically public enemy number 1 in the Fisher family. And she definitely knows it. She wants to fix things with the boys, but it's kind of too late. On top of all of that, and not doing well in school, the summer house, where they spent all of their summers and all of their core summer memories, is about to be sold. Their Aunt Julia now owns it and wants it gone. Like, sold to some stranger on Zillow gone. Conrad disappears after the funeral, shocker. So Belly and Jeremiah go on this little mini road trip to track him down. It's weird, there's tension, but they eventually find him hiding out at the beach house, and he's just kind of like brooding and avoiding feelings, just classic Conrad stuff. The three of them end up teaming up so that they can save the house. But with emotions all over the place, the house isn't the only thing on shaky ground. And Laurel, she's basically MIA. She's kind of been emotionally distant to her family and loved ones after Susanna's passing. Now, while Conrad's off trying to pull some secret trust fund stunt to save the house, Belly and Jeremiah take the direct route and go to Aunt Julia, who's like, yeah, no, I'm still selling. So they all take a break and hit the state fair with Conrad, Taylor, and their cousin Sky, who casually starts a little thing with Cam. It almost feels like old times, but then they get back to the house and find it completely emptied. No furniture, no photos, just vibes, dust, and a ghost of childhood's past. Then comes the sleepover at the country club. Jeremiah is the one who narrates that episode, and we finally get insight into how he's always felt second to Conrad. Second in attention, second in love, second with Belly. And we see how long he's been carrying that resentment. Meanwhile, Belly tells Taylor she doesn't think she'll ever love anyone the way she loved Conrad. And Taylor's like, yeah, I feel the same with Steven. So they have this whole moment about leaving first loves behind. The key word there is moment. Also, Taylor's going through her own arc this season. She starts the season in a relationship with some guy named Milo, who's chaotic and overly intense. And honestly, I don't think she was really feeling that relationship. She keeps trying to act like she's totally over Steven, but it's super obvious to anyone with eyes and ears that she's not. Then Belly's like, you know what? Let's throw one last party at the beach house before it's gone. So they do. And of course, chaos follows. Milo crashes it trying to win Taylor back. Then Steven steps in and he really starts to realize his feelings for Taylor. Meanwhile, Belly learns that Conrad wasn't just cold at the funeral because of grief. It was because he saw her with Jeremiah and it wrecked him. Then Laura finally comes back after Belly calls her sobbing. She's mad Belly didn't loop her in, but they talk it out. Laurel ends up pulling a power move. She convinces Aunt Julia and Adam, yes, Susanna's cheating husband, because I will not let that go, to sell their house in Boston so they can buy back the beach house and keep it in the family. And it works and the house is saved. The rest of the crew helps Conrad cram for his final exams, and Steven heads back home to finally be in a real relationship with Taylor. Meanwhile, Jeremiah shows Belly around Finch College, a school her counselor suggested after her grades started to slip from all the grief and chaos. They share a passionate kiss, and of course, Conrad walks in while they're kissing. Because of course he does. Like, this is why we eat this show up. And can we just talk about the car ride from hell that followed? Because, baby, Conrad was fully in his petty bitch era, and I lived for it. When he turned around and hit Belly with so who's the better kisser, me or my brother? I lost it. I wish he had answered though, but I guess we'll never know. Then we get to the motel episode. A storm hits. Belly, Jeremiah, and Conrad are forced to share one room. 3 people, 1 room, 1 enormous ball of unresolved feelings. Belly tells Jeremiah she'll talk to Conrad. Jeremiah falls asleep. While he's knocked out, Conrad finally says it. He still wants Belly. He still loves her. And what does Belly do? She kind of don't need nothing. Like, she's just sitting in the bed kind of silent and awkward. Like, she tries to say something, but Conrad's kind of like, I just want to say what I have to say and let it be that. Then the next morning, she kisses Jeremiah outside the motel, and that's supposed to be like her choosing Jeremiah. And when she goes to see Conrad after she chooses Jeremiah, he takes back everything that he said the night before, because there's a pattern. This is what he does. And that's how season 2 ends. Belly chooses Jeremiah, but something tells me this love triangle is far from over. So that's your full recap of Summer I Turned Pretty season 1 and 2, just in time for season 3. Don't forget to follow the podcast Thinks I'll Take It From Here on TikTok and Instagram at Take It From Here Pod, and subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss a thing. I'll be dropping weekly reaction episodes as the final season airs. So if you want to join the group chat, I got you. I'll be joined by special guests and spilling all the tea. So make sure you don't miss it.